They never noticed the door before. It appeared after a night of endless rain, nestled between the pantry and the old coat closet. A thin, wooden door with a tarnished brass knob, set into the wall like it had always been part of the house. John and Mara assumed they'd somehow missed it all these years. Their home was old, full of forgotten nooks and sealed crawlspaces. It made sense, sort of. The door opened onto a staircase leading sharply downward into darkness thick as oil. A damp, metallic smell rolled up the steps, clinging to their skin. They found a flashlight, and after a long hesitation, John led the way. The staircase spiraled, impossibly deep, far deeper than the house could possibly allow. The air grew colder, heavier, each step slower than the last. Their breaths became visible puffs of mist. Finally, the stairs ended in a small, windowless room. The walls were lined with mirrors, all tilted slightly inward, all cracked. In the center of the room stood a single chair, old, wooden, and splattered with what looked disturbingly like dried blood. John swung the flashlight in a slow arc, the beam slicing through the darkness. "Look," she whispered. In the reflections, they saw themselves ... but wrong. Their mirrored selves stood stiff and smiling, faces stretched into unnatural grins, eyes black and empty. When John raised the flashlight, the reflections stayed still. When Mara gasped, her reflection only smiled wider. Then the light flickered and died. In that suffocating dark, they heard the soft creak of the chair shifting, and a whisper that was not a whisper, but a breath against their ears. Stay. John fumbled for his lighter, his fingers trembling, finally sparking a tiny flame. Mara was gone. Only the chair remained empty and wet with something fresh. The mirrors now showed just him, multiplied infinite times. But the reflections were no longer standing still. They crept toward him, all grinning, arms outstretched. John ran, half-blind, stumbling up the endless staircase. The door at the top seemed so far away. His heart hammered against his ribs, his vision blurred, and still the whispers followed. Stay. When he finally burst through the door, slamming it shut behind him, the house was silent. Dim morning light spilled across the kitchen tiles. The door was gone. Where it had been was only a solid, unbroken wall. John screamed Mara's name until his throat bled. No one answered. No one ever would. And sometimes, late at night, when the house grows cold and the shadows lengthen, a thin wooden door with a tarnished brass knob reappears. But only for him.